Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Happy July 2nd and welcome to my July love series for the two sun signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So here's how it's going. This is for new and returning viewers. Thank you very much for being here. I'm changing it just a little bit because I wanted a little bit more of a pattern, a set kind of format, which is very Saturn-like, which just happened to go back into Capricorn, which just happens to mean it's all about conformity, schedule, kind of straightforward. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So what I've decided to do is I already started the Aries because I had requests and they wanted that right off the bat, whereas last month I was just randomly tossing the two sun signs. And so what I'm going to do is follow suit. I'm going to go through the cycle of astrology from Aries to Pisces. And on each of the signs that I'm going to pick, like today being the Taurus, I randomly then picked the sun sign combination or connection. And that was Scorpio. Hopefully you're following me. And then after I finish that cycle, we have 31 days in July. I'll just randomly pick whatever. However, if you're wanting me to do specifically your sun sign combination and I haven't done it, please let me know and you will be first on the list. I'll just write it down. I'm keeping track and I'm excited because this is a beautiful combination. In my years, I have found this to be extremely common, and I'm going to do a little bit about, like I said before, explaining a little bit about each sign, what I think your strengths are, what I've known to be very, very commonly over and over reasons why you are attracted, why there is that chemistry and that beautiful connection. And then, some of the differences, of course, and of course, some of the most important strengths between you. And then I'm going to read your actual tarot reading for the month of July. And it's going to cover 4 major topics. And I'm going to go through the beautiful oracle decks for that extra added guidance and messages for July, specifically for you two. So let's start with Taurus. Taurus is the element of earth. Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus is the duality of femininity because it's either feminine or masculine, and we all have that in us. But the 12 astrological signs have been divided into 6 categories of feminine and masculine. And basically what that means, whether you're a man or a woman, is you're in touch with that side, which hopefully we all are. We want that balance. It's more of a receptive energy. And so that's a definite aspect of the beautiful earth sign of Taurus. Now Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about love. Venus is about sensual things and all the things that are beautiful, the luxury, the artwork, living in comfort and abundance, prosperity, and luckily Venus has gone forward. So I want to say this right off the bat, for this particular combination and everyone that I read about this month, it's a lot about relationships. So I have to be very clear that that's exactly why I want to really continue with this love series, because relationships are at the forefront, and I'll explain as I go along. I'm going to shuffle a little more though as I do that. So basically, in a nutshell, the explanation and terminology and words to best describe Tauruses are incredibly determined, grounded, affectionate, absolutely loyal, reliable, a little stubborn, because when they have an idea, they like to kind of stick with that idea. They're a little slower to move into new ideas, not that they don't, but they're very much set. They're not innovators and starters, but they're the followers and the people that build those homes and towns and communities, and they then toil the soil for the important vegetation and all the important, really fundamental parts of our life, the natural things, the things that keep us surviving, and really great friends, incredibly friendly, easy to talk to. The part of the Taurus body part rules is the throat, and if I'm kind of mixing up my words once again, still in retrograde, but still going to pursue it regardless. So bear with me, please. And yes, just this beautiful love of luxury, generally very, very good with money and property and the stability that it takes to make that occur, you know. So those are really beautiful traits. If one pops out, that's going to be part of your reading. I always believe in accounting for the shooters, as they call them. Okay, so there you go. There you have the also the part ruled by, the body part ruled by Taurus is the throat. Many times you will find Tauruses to be beautiful singers, public speakers, just very mellifluent kind of voices, like DJs, and you talk to them on the phone and you get that resonance, and it just kind of really is this magnetic kind of attraction that comes. I think you know what I'm speaking of if you've known a Taurus. You can recognize their voice. Who are some of the examples of that? We've got Kelly Clarkson. My goodness, I just completely forgot her name. This retrograde is really killing me. Another singer, well-known singer. My mother used to love her. My mother was a singer, also on the cusp of Taurus. Well, the list goes on and on, but very interesting that a lot of Tauruses have something to do with the throat, as at the same time they could have issues with their throat. That might be the most predominant, like Achilles heel, where they might have throat issues, tonsillitis, that sort of thing. Something to just be aware of. You know, nothing that their own natural healing remedies wouldn't cure. They're also very intuitive. They really pick up on things. They have that natural ability to do that. And just that really comforting feeling from a Taurus that's really basically what you see is what you get. I don't think that there's much mincing of words with the Taurus. Pretty straightforward, you know, and it's a beautiful, loving, grounded energy. And then you have Scorpio. Scorpio is a water element. Scorpio is also a fixed sign. There's that connection. Scorpio is also a feminine duality. Another connection. And Scorpio is the sensitive water element that feels and deeply understands just by being in a room, you know, picking up the energy, having this, speaking of intuitive, which is very common in Taurus. Scorpios are one of the most intuitive, most psychic, most receptive signs. They're very mysterious. They are ruled by Pluto. Pluto is absolutely the planet of transformation and regeneration, life and then birth, and just the continuum in life, the reality of what is occurring. So we had Pluto go back and reverse, retrograde into Capricorn again as well. Like it did at the beginning. It was everything was forward motion in Capricorn. So you have that common thing going there. Now Pluto is about the deepest parts of us to recognize and reveal and really pursue what our main important purpose is. What is it that matters so much? What is it that we want to take the lead on? We want to be in charge of for ourselves. Because right now, a lot of it's been in the outside world, right? We're feeling that authoritarian type of energy coming through. Well, Pluto, and you know, the fact that Scorpio has Pluto as a leader, understands that ability to go deep, probably deepest of all water signs. Now, their loyalty and their devotion to whatever they put their mind to is pretty much unparalleled and unmatched, but that determination is exactly what one of the main understandable reasons why these two signs are very much attracted to each other. It's that underlying understanding that they have that determination that nothing's going to stop them from pursuing bettering themselves, you know, working towards goals and achieving them in any field, in any way, and especially in relationships. So what I'm seeing and feeling specifically for these two is the fact that they are going to work through any kind of difficulties in their relationships and life, And they're one of the most persistent signs that exist. So how beautiful is that? And that is why in my own personal life and my friends and my studies, these are the relationships that stand the test of time. They go through the challenges just like anybody. They go through the absolute feeling, because you got that Scorpio feeling aspect, and then you've got the grounded, kind of beautiful, natural desire to make it work and stay permanent. And that happens with the earth signs like Taurus. They make a great team. If it's not love or romance in this particular connection, they're wonderful to work with. They mean business, and they're going to do their best. They're going to put their all into it, 100%. So it's a great combination. And like I used the analogy before, there's the ground and there's dirt, which is the earth sign, right? I'm wearing brown, ironically. You will never see me in brown, and I woke up saying this is filling the energies of all that retrograde back into the earth signs again till the end of the year, basically. And with the water of Scorpio, you add the water and you get that kind of consistency, a little muddy at first, and you add more, and then it becomes more pliable. And that's what Scorpio can do for Taurus. They can kind of bring them out of a rut, or an idea that maybe is not something they want to change on right away. Through time, each sign can be flexible, absolutely. Both being fixed, they have to make sure that they're recognizing that, working through their differences. And if the love is there and the respect is there, it's absolutely going to happen, and it does. It absolutely does. And now more than ever, with the element of water predominant with Cancer season, Mercury in retrograde in Cancer, the new moon of the eclipse last on the 21st of June, Cancer, all about our feelings, emotions, the intention of working together in a family way, a lot of family association with Cancer, a lot of home-based, vacation time, gatherings. Yeah, we're needing to be safe and all that, but it's opening up. It's opening up. This is the last part of Capricorn where it's going to stay, kind of confined and such. So Scorpio is doing pretty well with this energy because it's a sister sign, Cancer. And they are definitely affected by water, and all three of the water signs are. So there's an easier, I don't know if I want to say easier just with what's happening in the world, but just this incredible innate understanding. So I think the Scorpio is going to be predominantly the one to ease the Tauran's mind and feeling. And yet, having said that, with Capricorn, a lot of Capricorn's gone back into the planets of Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter now. That's an earth sign. That is extremely compatible for Taurus. That's your, you get that. You want that permanence. You want that structure and everything that's happening again. And it's all about rebuilding, quite frankly, and that includes your relationship. So anything that's gone awry, any kind of communication mishaps with Mercury retrograde, no matter what sign you are, any kind of important discoveries about your relationships that have absolutely happened during a pandemic of life, as well as the retrograde of Venus, kind of revisiting issues and conversations and kind of clearing it up, sort of going deep and purging and transforming with a beautiful Scorpio energy. That's predominant. It's beautiful. And you know what? With retrograde still very much in effect till mid-July, the strength you have with each other is going to be imperative. It's all about just kind of really reinforcing that together, loving each other and supporting each other and your friends and your families, and all these connections that have these two in mind is at the forefront right now. Take that breath, take that relaxation time. July is going to change by the end of the month because it's got a whole different set of energies with the Leo season coming into play. And then we did have Aries, the Mars planet of war and confliction and all that, and energy for sure, go into Aries for 6 months. So every one of us is going to start feeling that. It's slow right now. It'll go into retrograde and then it'll go full tilt again. But we're starting to feel alive. We're getting out of the cocoon phase. So hopefully you're feeling that in your relationships. Let's see what the cards have to say, specifically for the beautiful love connections of Taurus and Scorpio for the month of, for today, July 3rd and onward through the month. These energies with the eclipses are going to last for 3-6 months and onward. And we have our final series of 3 eclipses. Some places tomorrow, July 4th, but definitely by the 5th you'll feel it. You're already feeling it, no doubt, especially the water. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Scorpio, I'm sure you're resonating with the energies of the moon. And you can look out and see as though it's full, but it isn't quite full. It just appears to be. Well, that's in Capricorn. That's our final eclipse, full moon, illuminating everything that we've been thinking and experiencing from, well, since January, the last eclipse series, or February, it might have been, actually April too. Forgive me. But yeah, this is the culmination. This is now the end of everything we've kind of experienced and building back up, slowly but surely. That gives me a sigh of relief even saying that. So let's go on with this. I am going to just take a moment, if I may, and just say that I'm going to pick out the cards, as I mentioned. And from these beautiful decks, I'll explain as I go along. I do these, for those that are new, these are the most incredible oracle divinations that I have. And I'm going to continue to get things as money starts to come in and I go back to work, hopefully by the end of this month. We'll see. And in the meantime, I just love, this is the passion of over 40 years or more. So I'm just loving this, and I'm loving all the kind comments and you know, anything you want to ever share with me is so important right now. This is my social life. This is, like I said, what I love and enjoy doing. And in the future, I'll be doing readings, which I hope to get situated as soon as things open up. And I have a little more, you know, help in that regard. I'm not a real techie, but I'm learning. So let's go forward with the motion. The first, what I'd like to do is read to the two of you what your foundation is for the month. Okay, this is so perfect. You have the Major Arcana, the Hermit. We've all been in Hermit phase, right? So it's very prominent, and I've gotten this. This is a repeat, and it will be. I love the Hermit. The Hermit also represents the sign of Virgo, which is an earth sign. But the Hermit is about stopping, resting, retreating. It's certainly in our homes, yes, but in our minds, in our spirituality, going inside. Both of the Taurus and Scorpio are very, very aware of this, this act, and recognizing your divinely guided, intuitive messages and promptings. You know, this is both spiritually and co-created with the source as well as within ourselves. So you are definitely getting those messages, those guidance if you're listening, and also writing a journal for dreams specifically, but just in general. When those messages, just write them down, even if they don't make sense, because it's all a pattern. It's all part of these eclipses kind of bringing us into the transformational aspect of what's happening in our lives. It's different for everybody. Some of them are very clear. Some are still going to unfold, and the storyline will be revealed as the year ends. But that's what it's about. And I say, like I said, with the retrograde through the mid part of July, it's vacation time, literally or figuratively. No sense in even thinking you should or even would want to just fast forward anything, because there's still a lot of healing that's happening within ourselves, and just accepting that and allowing that. It's very, very good for now. So the first card is always the overall energy for the month of July and onward for the two of you, and you have the Six of Wands. Victory, fire, energy. Like I said, Mars went into Aries. That's all about fire. That's all about energy. Just building that momentum inside of us and those desires, and in our relationships, and in our careers, you know, just knowing that we have gone through a lot, but we never gave up. We never stopped looking at, you know, our future and what we want to do, what we believe will happen and is going to happen. Let's just put it that way. So the two of you have persevered this, and I feel that very strongly. And there's going to be a percentage that may not resonate, but I feel like for the most part, you guys have been like this, thick as thieves. You know, you're there for each other. You have great discipline and respect for each other. And now, like I said, it's so important to really, really feel that love. And it's an emotional time, absolutely. Good and otherwise, but deeply heart-centered, emotional, Cancerian energy. And we have the new moon happening in Cancer as well. That's all about... That starts to become the career aspect. It's not just relationship. It's about definitely working towards the beginning again of the new normal, right? So what a beautiful overall energy, because you deserve it. And, you know, there's been a lot of contradictions happening in our lives, relationship and otherwise, but it's all coming to the fore now. Generally, there's a man on a horse and he's got his wreath. And he's got community help. You know, this is outward and inward, which is also, like I said, what the hermit represents. The help of a community and a family kind of situation. The next category is under the category of possible obstacles or blessings. And you have the Five of Swords. And this is no surprise whatsoever. That the swords represent the element of air. They represent our thoughts. They represent the conflicting and contradictions of communications that have been happening, and specifically during a retrograde, which is about our communication, because it's the Mercury retrograde. And it's about, you know, saying things and maybe not being understood right now. It's about writing things and then sending them to the wrong person, or, you know, leaving out that exclamation point that people say, wait a minute, what do you mean? And, you know, that's going to be kind of heightened. And you're very much aware of that. If you've known anything about Mercury retrograde, a lot of times it's like, okay, I get it. We'll get through it. It's almost done. It's the 12th that goes forward, and then it'll take a little while. But you'll be feeling that recognition of clarity between yourselves as a couple, as a connection, and certainly in your environment. And you are seeking truth. You are seeking cutting out the parts that are absolutely not working in any regard, but certainly with outside influences. You know, it could involve a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarian. That is also the 3 air quality signs, air elements. And yeah, so just knowing that could be an obstacle right now that you're tired of and you're not even going to really pay much focus. That's the best thing you can do at any time. But just knowing you've got that one sword there. You're going to work towards your truth, your relationship, your strengthening anything that may have felt a little weak. That's all starting to change. The fire is coming back. And I like that for a lot of reasons. The next category is the category of love. And you have the Ace of Cups. I told you, you guys are doing well. You're very, very, probably stronger than ever. I mean, this is beginning. This is just like, look at how far we've come. Look at where we're heading. Look at what we've gone through. And my heart is still so full, and I'm filled with emotion, and I'm more than happy to express it to you, to physically show you. And I don't see that stopping anytime soon. And it could be new relationships in this particular sun's, you know, connections, Taurus and Scorpios. Maybe it just was the communication, and now it's becoming the let's meet in person, because everything's starting to open up and we can do that. And that feels good. And this is about feeling good right now, okay? Let's all do our best to feel good. We deserve it. And love is there. And, you know, the cup, of course, represents Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. But right now we're talking about Taurus and Scorpio. So there you are, Scorpio. In all your glory, in all your passionate, mysterious, and seductive, incredibly attractive way. No need to try to find fancy words. These are direct and very much who you are. That is gorgeous. You got the Cupid and the dove just working its magic. And the last category is under the category of finances. And you have the Page of Cups. And generally this is also pertaining once again to water. So something having to do with a message, which is what the pages bring. And that cup is being filled. So, you know, a lot of times this is pertaining to love, but we already got that. So love and money is very much a part of what's coming through. And there has been a standstill for a lot of people. So just know the new part of that aspect is definitely coming through. The information that might have been confusing and not really straightforward is now changing. Things that have been tied up are moving forward with the new moon. That is extremely powerful. Write your intentions together. You could be, I feel there's a love connection that I think you're working together on this finances, that you're helping each other out, which is always beautiful to have that extra support in that regard as far as finances are concerned. Excuse me. I see beautiful, beautiful energy, and I feel it. I've been feeling it. I feel like you understand that, and you're so ready for it. And yes, take that time. I don't care if it's at home. Just be with each other. Be together. You're being offered something, and it has to do with money, and it might have to do with the job that will involve more money. If not for the Scorpio, which is because of the water I'm feeling. Definitely the Taurus, both of you, maybe together as a connection going and working in a new, entirely different career together. Very entrepreneurial energy comes through these days, and will continue as everything into 2021 and through the next 2 or 3 years, when it's air element, which is movement and ideas, inventions, newness, breaking through the old traditional ways. Fantastic. The next card I love is the Oracle message and guidance from the money and the law of attraction, because money is energy. And what we believe and what we feel is what we bring into our life or block. So it's about that good feeling energy. This is Abraham Hicks. Phenomenal information and clarity about the simple things that make so much sense. Number 18, nothing is more important than that I feel good. Well, this has come up too several times. Thank you, Spirit, for sharing this with as many of us as possible and repeating it so that it really does feel good and makes sense. Whenever you are feeling less than good, if you will stop and say, nothing is more important than that I feel good, I want to find a reason now to feel good, you will find an improved thought. Anytime you feel negative emotion, you are in the mode of resisting something that you want. And that resistance takes its toll on you. It takes its toll on your physical body, and it takes its toll on the amount of wonderful things that you are allowing to come into your experience. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it makes sense. That's energy. World energy. You understand that, though. You totally understand that. Both of you, Taurus and Scorpios. So let's read the beautiful manifestation, wisdom of the hidden realm guidance for the month of July for the two of you. The Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. Yes. 15, 15, 1 plus 5 in numerology is 6. So it's about working through and balancing our lives, outwardly, inwardly, our work life, our love life, our health, our well-being, our anything we do, just finding that balance so that we can stay as healthy on all levels, you know, spirit, mind, and body. And so I'll read to you what the book says. Colette Baron Reed, she's really something. She's beautiful. I admire her. She's one of my mentors, for sure. The Queen of Light is a beautiful ally and comes into your life to herald success in all your adventures. She illuminates the most important steps of your path and reminds you of your own brilliance. You're intelligent and inspired, and all your needs will be met. Remember that you're the instrument of the divine shining through you in this world. You're on the correct path for your highest good. Good heavens, any more? Yes. The Queen also brings you insight into how you manifest your reality in the most miraculous ways. She promises that you'll be shown the next right action and celebrates you as you stand brilliant, joyful, and enlightened in the present time. You've worked hard to come this far, and you know you both do. This can be proud to stand tall. You can be proud to stand tall in your conviction that in your heart of hearts, you know the truth of your situation. Rewards for your perseverance, which you both are so capable of, and willingness to learn are on their way. Gratitude and acceptance are key today. Well, that's just you all over. I think it was very clearly defined, and the synchronicity continues to work its magic. Last but not least, your super manifestation card of bringing that life as a couple, as a connection into your life. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. And you show this tree just opening up, and the beautiful new and full moon with all the eclipse energy. Boy, that's so strong right now. It's all about what we want. Let us focus on that. Let us bring the power of our choices forward. That plutonium energy, that permanence that we want. Yeah, we can actually do that. And I know you two can, and you're going to make sure that you do. And I absolutely love this, and I pray that you're doing well and you do resonate with this. And if it's not happening right away, give it some time. The retrograde is slow. It's very powerful, though. And with this beautiful, beautiful full moon in Capricorn, that'll be very compatible to both of you. It's really going to just ask you to stand strong in your power and feel that empowerment and never let it go. And I wish you the best. I hope you're doing well and healthy. Please take time to be together and enjoy your love. And if you like what you saw, please push the subscribe button and like and comment and share. And it's incredibly supportive to me, and I love it. So until next time, be well. Take care. Bye for now.